So today I'm going to be showing you sensor placement for a full mouth series of x-rays. I did not have lab this week, so I've kind of made myself some makeshift tabs. So I'm going to be using those to show you the placement. So the first image you want to start off with is the maxillary anterior teeth, and you want to do the maxillary right side, lateral and canine image. So you're going to want to place this on teeth numbers 6 and 7. You want to make sure your sensor is centered with the contacts of those teeth, and you want to have the mesial of the canine, the distal of the lateral incisors, and the apices of both teeth in that image. And then you want your central ray to be directed towards the corner of the nose. And then the next image you're going to want to take is of the central incisors, numbers 8 and 9. So you're going to want to move this towards the center of the mouth. You want to have, again, this sensor placed centered with the contacts of those teeth. You want to make sure you have the mesial, the distal, and the apices of both of the teeth in that image. And then you want your central ray to be directed towards the tip of the nose. The next image you want to take is the left side, canines and laterals. These teeth numbers are 10 and 11. You want to have the sensor, again, placed centered with the contacts of those teeth. And then you want to make sure you have the mesial of the canine, distal of the lateral, and apices of both of the teeth in that image. And then your central ray should be directed towards the corner of the nose. And then the next image you're going to want to take is the mandibular left canine and lateral image. And these are tooth numbers 22 and 23. You want to have the sensor centered with the contacts, again, of those teeth. And then you want to make sure that you have the distal of the incisor, mesial of the canine, and apices of both of the teeth in that image. And then your central ray needs to be pointed down from the ala of the nose towards the chin. And then the next image you're going to be taking is the mandibular central incisors, numbers 24 and 25. Both of these teeth should be centered with the contacts of the sensor. Let me try that again. You want to have the sensor placed centered with the contacts of the teeth. And then you want to make sure you have the mesial, distal, and apices of both of those teeth in the image. And then the central ray should be pointed down from the tip of the nose to the center of the chin. And then the next image you want to take is going to be on an anterior PA, and you want to make sure that you're going to be doing this on the right side. So you're going to want to make sure that you have your thing set up correctly, and you're going to want to get the right side premolar image first, so the numbers 4 and 5. So you're going to want to place this in the patient's mouth, and you're going to want to place the sensor so that it's centered with the contacts of the premolars. You need to make sure you have the distal of the canine and both premolars in your image, the first molar, and the apices of all of these teeth. And then you want to make sure your central ray is pointed down from the papilla to the midline of the cheek area. And then the next placement you're going to have is the right side upper molar image. So then you're going to place that sensor just a little farther back, and you're going to get teeth 1, 2, and 3 in that image. And you're going to center that with the contacts of the teeth. You need the crowns of or spaces of all the molars 1, 2, and 3, and the apices of all of those teeth. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is make sure that you also have the central ray pointed down from the outer canthus of the eye to the midline of the cheek. And then the next image you're going to want to take is you're going to want to move this down to the mandibular side, on the left side. And then you're going to want to center that sensor on the second premolar, and you're going to want to get tooth numbers 21 and 20 in that image. You need the distal of the canine and both premolars in this image, the mesial of the first molar, and the apices of all of those teeth. The central ray should be pointed down towards the papilla to the midline of the cheek area. And then the next image you're going to take is you need to switch your sensor a little bit. A second. Maxillary left. So you want to switch this so that your sensor is now set up for the left side of the mouth. So the premolar image, you're going to want to take this first, and you're going to want to place this on tooth numbers 12 and 13. You're going to want to center this with the second premolar. You want to get the distal of the canine, the first and second premolar, and the apices of both of these teeth in the image. And then you want your central ray to be pointed down from the papilla to the midline of the cheek. And then the next image you're going to take is the maxillary left molar shot. So you're going to want to move that forward a little bit so that you're able to get teeth number 14, 15, and 16 in the image. And then you're going to want to center your sensor on the second molar. You need the corners of the crowns, not the corners, of the first, second, third molars and the apices of those teeth. And then you want your central ray to be pointed down from the outer canthus to the midline of the cheek area. And then the next image you're going to want to take is the lower right premolar image. So you're going to want to move this down to the right side, and you're going to get teeth number 19 and 18 in this image. You want to make sure that your sensor is centered on the second premolar. You want the distal of the second premolar, the first and second premolar, mesial of the first molar, apices of all of these teeth, and then the central ray needs to be pointed down from the papilla to the midline, to the mid-mandible area. And then you want to get, the next shot you're going to be taking is the lower right molar shot, and you're going to get teeth number 31, 32, and 30 in this image. You're going to place the sensor centered on the second molar, and then you're going to make sure you have the second and third molars, crowns, and the apices of both of those teeth in this image. And then you want your central ray to be pointed down from the outer canthus to the mid-mandible area. And then the next image you're going to take is the bite wing. So the first bite wing you're going to take is the right premolar image. So you're going to want to make sure that you have your sensor in the mouth correctly. You want to center the edge of the premolar on the anterior edge of the second mandibular canine, and you want the distal of the maxillary mandibular canine in your image and the mesial of the first molar. And then you want to make sure your central ray is pointed towards the outer corner of the eye to make sure you have all of that in your image. And then the next image you're going to take is the right molar shot. So you're just going to move that sensor back a little bit in the mouth and make sure you have that over the second molar. And then you're going to make sure that you have the first, second, and third molar and the crowns and the tooth number 32, 31, and 30 in the image, and then you're going to want to make sure your central ray again is pointed towards the outer corner of the eye. And then actually I got that wrong for the last image. For the central ray for the premolar shot, you want to make sure that is pointed towards the outer corner of the nose, or the ala. And then for the next image you're going to want to do is the left bite wing premolar image. So you're going to want to make sure that you're getting the central anterior edge of the sensor to the middle of the mandible, and you need the distal of the maxillary and mandibular canines in your image. And then you want the first, wait, let me redo that. Okay, so you want the left bite wing image for the premolars, and you're going to make sure that you have the center of the anterior edge of the sensor to the middle of the mandibular canine, and you need the distal of the maxillary and mandibular canines and premolars in your image. And then you also want the distal of the first molar, or the mesial of the first molar, and then the central ray needs to be pointed down from the pupilla of the eye to the occlusal plane, and you want teeth numbers 22, 21, 20, and 19 in your image. And then for mandibular and then maxillary, you want 11, 12, 13, and 14. And then for your left molar shot, you want to move your sensor back just a little bit, and you want to make sure that you have teeth numbers 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 20 in your image. You want the anterior edge of the sensor to be in the middle of the second premolar. You need the max and mandibular crowns and occlusion, as well as the distal of the premolar. Central ray needs to be pointed down from the outer canthus of the eye to the occlusal plane. Those are all of the 18 images for your full mouth series, and I hope I was able to show you how to properly place all of those. Thank you.